Greetings all, welcome for another vlog, for another vlog works. It's been about a week since I shot the reveal video for the chain haul lighted foam panel project, and God, that's a mouthful. I need to learn to shorten the name of my vlogs. But it was a reveal video for the last project. Had intended this vlog to be more foam carving. I still got 3 patterns I need to refurbish, repair, repaint, what have you. But in just a little over a week, we've had a change. We've had some nice weather here, so we decided to do our springtime yard work, you know, getting things cleaned up, trimmed, and what have you. And one of the things we did was this here. This is some fencing I made up for the backyard to go around our gardens to keep Kaylee out of the gardens, because she, as a pup, had a ball digging up the plants. She loved to dig. She's outgrown that phase, so we don't need the panels anymore, and these were taking up room out in Sue Ann's vegetable garden. So I had to get them out of the way, and the only place to get them out of the way was to put them in here in the shop, and they're taking up room in the shop. Now, I can still work on the foam panels, which would mean moving all these fence panels out someplace else. And then when I get done with the foam panels, moving them back in here. And it's just, I don't want to move them around. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to start another project, a different project. First step is I got to get these all disassembled. I'm going to keep all the PVC piping. I can reuse that. I can even reuse some of the wood on here. But we're going to go into a project I had planned for later this summer, and that was maintaining all our haunt panels. And we had some that were broken and what have you. I need to get in and get them fixed. The project just got bigger. We are going to redesign them. Since I've got all this lovely PVC piping here, we're going to use it in the new haunt panels, haunt fence panels. Problem is, if you notice, this is the height of our original, leaning up against the haunt panels here. You'll notice it's a lot taller than what that piping is. So what we're going to do is I'm going to switch it up a little bit. Right now I've got a short, a long, and a short. The shorts are all the same size. The long ones on the longer panels are all the same height. I think I'm going to switch it up. I am going to take out all these long slats, and I'm going to insert these. So these, which are now the short sticks on the fence, will become the long. So it will shorten the height of the fence by about 4 or 5 inches. But in order to do that, that means not only do I have to take the old garden fencing apart, I've got to bring in all the haunt fence panels in and take them apart as well, so I can make the conversion over to sizes. That will allow me to come in and do maintenance on the fence panels. I can fix them as I take them apart, you know, get rid of all the bad parts, put in all new parts, and get things repainted. So that's kind of what this log's going to be. This is one I'm going to get started on. I don't know if I'll work through till finish, or just work as far as I can with the parts I've got in stock, set things off to the side, and then finish it up, you know, later in the summer. So we're going to see how far we can get. But first order of business is I got to get in here and get all these panels taken apart, and then start bringing in the panels from the storage dump and getting them taken apart. We've got to get everything taken apart, and it's going to take a couple of days. Time for another segment. I don't think I've shot anything since I opened the vlog up. It's been a couple of weeks. It took a while, but we went through. I got all the fence panels in here. They're all tore apart. We've got the 2 different lengths, a long length and a medium-sized length there. That's the slats from the original fencing. Then over here I got the short ones from the garden fencing I did for Sue to keep Kaylee out of the gardens. They've all been, for the most part, maintenance, except for that stack there. That's from the last set of panels I just tore apart. And what I need to do to maintenance them is I've been running my sander over wherever a screw had gone into it. When I take the screw out, it leaves a heck of a burr on the pipe, and when you go to slide the wood rails onto the pipe, they catch on those. So I'm going through each one and sanding them down. And like I said, I got all those sanded. I still have these to sand. As to the rails, that's all I've got left after dismantling. Most of the wood rails were garbage. You know, they shattered when I tried to take them apart, or they were already broke, or what have you, so they went garbage. So I'm definitely going to have to make up more rails, and I knew that going into it. We've got all the decorative. That's that diamond pattern I used with a PVC pipe. That's all the pieces to it. And I had some of those that were damaged that ended up going in the trash. As far as finials, I've got those there and those there. That's off the existing fence, and I ordered more, so. But over here, we've got our assorted screws that we used. And then that there are nuts and bolts that I used to attach these L brackets. And then I've got a few L brackets I still got to go through a maintenance. These L brackets go on the end of the fence, and that's how I attach them. These are attached to the fence, and then I just butt it up against the wall and screw it in. Problem is, as you can see, the up-down part there is kind of bent. And that's a mild one. I had some in here that were really bent. Those I've already maintained. But basically what I'm going to have to do is everything in that little tub, I'm going to run through my vise and straighten them out. And then they'll go into that pile and they'll be ready for reuse. Right now, my next step, though, is I need to sand pipe, get all the burrs and stuff off, which takes a while. And then I go through and I wash them, too, to get all the grit and grime off of them, too. So when I repaint them, the paint sticks. So I've got that sanding to do yet. I've got these to maintenance. And then I've got to start going through these. These are the finials that go on top of the fence. And you notice it's a square hole. Doesn't fit over a round pipe. So what I ended up originally doing is I cut out a little block of wood that fits up inside the finial, and then I rounded it off so it would fit down into the pipe. And as you can see there's a hole. That's where one of these went, just a little screw I put through the pipe into the wood to help lock the wood in. Worked pretty good the first season, and the wood was in fairly tight into the finials. But over time, the wood has shrunk a little bit, and a lot of the finials, oh, come on here we go. The finials are just sliding right off. So what I'm going to end up having to do is I need to go over and check them all anyway, see if there's any damage, because I didn't do that when I took them apart. I just took them off and piled them up. But what I'll end up doing is I'm going to take one of those little flat screws and run it through the back side of it here into the wood to help hold these on the wood. And the reason why I want them held onto the wood is because when we're removing them and stuff, if they aren't, on there tight, they tend to fall off and we end up losing them. So it's to help kind of prevent that. Now I'm covering quite a few steps here. All in all, I'm trying to cut down on segments and rambling. And I'm not getting away from it because I'm still rambling. But anyway, I got those finials to do, and I've got these guys down here to do as well. So, another day, another penny. Still working on the fence panels. Spent the morning this morning, or actually I should say I started out yesterday with all the panels torn down. I started doing some prep work for reassembly. Basically going over my existing finials and attaching the wood to them. the wood blocks. You know, and when I attached them originally, I think I said in the last segment, I just hammered them in and then put a screw through the wood to hold through the pipe after I put them in to hold them on. The problem was the wood shrunk eventually, and the head started falling off, or the finial started falling off. So this time I went and I put a screw through. So now the wood can't come out of the finial. And like I did with my others, I'll insert them into the fencing and then run a screw through the pipe in to hold them on permanently. I got all the finials done and maintenance that way, so those are ready to go. Except for 5 of them. I had 5 of them that didn't have any sticks. Plus, I went and ordered from King Metal, and there's a web address if you want King Metal. I ordered 200 more finials, and they just come in a big bag. They have 5 or 6 different styles that you can get. The problem is those don't have the little sticks on them. So today, or this morning, I went through and I just cut out a whole crap load of them. Should be more than enough in the box to do the 200 new ones plus 5 old ones. And basically it's the same thing. I just take the stick, insert it into the hole, and then run a screw through it. Well, it looks like I wasted my time this morning. On the little wood blocks, they screwed up. When you, or I should say King Metal screwed up on my order. That's the exact shape of the finial. Here, we'll go over here like this, put them down. They look like the same finial. The difference is down here. This is my old originals here, and you can see it has a small hole big enough for those stakes to fit into. New ones I ordered have a bigger hole. These are still usable. I don't want to go through the hassle trying to ship them back and or reordering or anything. But they sent me the wrong ones. I had ordered the ones with the smaller holes. Nice thing about these is I don't need the wood. That square hole is dang near big enough to go over the round pipe. I just need to heat the pipe up a little bit and then shove these down on. And they'll be attached. I'll still run a screw through them to hold them. But so that's one last project. I don't have to go through and do all that to these new ones. Thank God. It saves a little bit of time. But the only difference is whatever panels I put these new ones on are not going to be the same height as the rest of the panels. They'll end up being like 2 or 3 inches shorter. So I think I am probably going to end up doing is I'm going to set these off to the side for now, and we'll start assembling the panels. And I'll use all the old finials first, get them all used up, and then see where we are in the project. We're going to start out doing the 8-foot panels. I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to count it down. I'll do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2. 2 foots will be the last ones. You know, until I use up the old finials. Then we'll switch over to these new ones. Alright, now I realize I haven't been going into too much detail about what I'm doing on the fence panels. Reason being is when I originally did this project, I did a vlog for it. And it ended up being a multi-vlog. I do have it up on my YouTube channel, and I have it set up as its own playlist. So if you really want to see the details of what went into putting these together, I'll put a link for the playlist down in the description for the video on the YouTube channel, and if I remember, I'll put it with this vlog as well when I put it up on the Facebook page. If not, you can switch over to the YouTube channel and look at the video there and find the playlist. Right now I am working on the 8-foot panels. I've gone through and I've cut enough new rails to give me enough rails to do the 8 foots. what I'm doing now is I'm starting to assemble the basic fence. I've gone through what I'm trying to do, and I'm not going to have enough of the new pieces to do all the panels, but I'm incorporating 2 new pieces of wood to 1 piece of the old stuff. And I'm putting the old stuff, it'll be sandwiched in the middle here, in this gap, when I go to put it together. I've gone through and I've drilled all the, bored all the holes with, oh shit, my mind's going blank today. It's a Sunday. What do we expect? A Forstner's bit, and I use my drill press. Drill press makes it a lot easier to get the holes in. You can do it by hand with a drill, but you're going to wear your wrist out real frickin' quick doing that. So it's easier if you have a little bench top drill press or freestanding drill press. If you have a drill press, it just makes it easier, but it can be done by hand. But anyway, I've got all the holes bored for the piping, and I've sanded things down. I've also gone through with a smaller bit by hand and drilled pilot holes into each. So that way when I slide the piping through, I can run a screw through into the pipe and I will hold the pipes into place. And I've also got 2 holes drilled here on the ends for mounting an L bracket, and that's how we attach them to the thing. Alright, now I've got all the brackets on. I've gone through and got my pipe out all the way down. Got them inserted in the bottom rail and the middle rail. Haven't put the top on yet, and I'll do that after I get the bottom and middle secured. I've also got my screws started here, which I'll drive in, which will go into the pipe and hold the pipe into place. But to get my placing, I went and cut, that's my top block. I need the bottom block. And basically what I'm doing is I put this in like that and then adjust the pipe so it comes down to the end of the block. And I do that all along the bottom. Now I'll ensure that all my pipes across the bottom are at the same spot, which means the rail is where it needs to be. To do the middle, I cut out another block, and now I'll basically fit in between the rails there, and now I'll put this rail at the right spot as well. And then I just go through pipe by pipe, starting with the bottom, using the block, and drive the screws in to lock the pipes in, then go up and do that row. Then I'll flip this thing around, I'll put the top rail on and do the same thing, and I've got a smaller block up here, which if you'll notice, I've got kind of a sawtooth edge there. I'll use on the shorter ones to get my top. Once that's all done, I've been putting the panels out here. I've gotten 4 done. And like I said, these are the 8-foot panels. I've got 9 panels to do. So I'm trying to get all the 8-foot panels from the shop assembled and out here. I still have some detail work I'm going to do in between the top and the bottom rail, and I still got finials to get put on to get those finished. But that is down the line. Right now I want to get all the 8-foot panels assembled right. Well, we got all the 8-foot panels assembled. Now it's time to start doing the detail work. And as to the detail work, here's a photo of the old panels, what they look like. Now I've gotten 1 panel done. I still have 7 or 8 more to do, but there's our finished panel. Okay, so it's all assembled and ready for painting, which I'll do. I'm not sure how I'm going to do the painting yet. If I'm going to get everything assembled and paint them all at once or what, I don't know. But anyway, there you go. There's your first panel. Now, like I said, I still have 8 more to do. I won't get them done today. It takes a while to get the zigzag pattern and stuff on them. But I'll have them done in the next couple of days, and then we can go from there. Luckily, getting these done means the larger size is done, and as I start getting into the shorter lengths, we've got 8 foot, 7 foot, 6 foot, 5 foot, 4 foot, 3 foot, and 2 foot to do. So as I go down the scale, things will speed up because there'll be less work per panel. Right now, the 6, 7, and 8 foot are the ones that take the longest to do. Once you get down to 5 foot and under, it goes real quick. Really been working too diligently on this project. I just can't seem to get motivated in it. And it's taken me a lot longer to get the project finished as a result. So far, I have the 8 foots and the 7 foot are totally done. They're painted, put away. I've got the 6 foot panels out here. They're ready for painting. And I decided, since I'm getting into the shorter lengths, before I paint those, I would get the 5 foots done. And I've got the 5 foots in here assembled, everything except for the detail work and the finials. And I ran into a problem. I had, at one point, a huge pile of the decorative pieces sitting there. When I got done with the 6 foots, this is all I've got left of the original decorative pieces. And it's not even enough to finish the 5 foot panels. I did, however, have a huge stack of leftover bits and pieces. You know, as I cut the pipes down or what have you, I saved them. And these are unmade decorative pieces. You know, it's just some of the leftover pipes. I got some that are black, some that are white. And I had a pile about 3 times that size originally. They're all, you know, for doing decorative pieces. So I've been sitting out here making decorative pieces. And it's a 3-step process. The first step takes the longest. Using a heat gun, I heat up about 1 inch of the bottom, put it into the vise, flatten it, and then bend it at the angle I need. And then to help cool it off, because if I take it right out of the vise without cooling it off, it loses its bend. You know, it goes back to being straight instead of bent. I squirt it with a little bit of water, and that rapidly cools it. And I can take it out of the vise, flip it over to the other end. And once I do that, I end up with this here. And both ends have their angles on them, as you can see. Now, this part here where I flattened it, of course it mushrooms out. And I don't want that mushroom because it sticks clear out past the pipe and looks horrid. So my next step, once I get into this stage, is I run them over my scroll saw. Now, I got a few done last night. And it takes it, here we'll go over here like this. There's the uncut one. There's the cut one. And it looks a lot better. I still have one more step after I get to this. I've got to drill a hole in it to accept the screw that I used to mount it to the fence panels. But anyway, it takes a long ass time. The trimming up the tabs and drilling the holes is quick. It's this stage over here that I'm cussing because it takes fucking forever. But that's the last of them I need to do. So I'm working on that now so we can get the 5 foots done so I can get the 6 foot and the 5 foots out into paint and get them put away. I still have 2, 3, and 4 foot lengths to do. Those will go real quick because they're way shorter. So, hey, another segment. One thing I have not covered so far in the build is how I'm painting all these panels. And this is how. These are the 5 foot and the 6 foot panels. What I've done is I just put a 2x2, hammered it into the ground as a stake, and attached the fence panels to it. Now I come out with my pneumatic paint sprayer or air sprayer and paint them. And it's a 2-prong attack. When I first start the panels, I mount them to the 2x2 upside down. That way I can get the bottom side of the boards. Let them dry overnight and then come back out, flip them over, and paint the surfaces that didn't get covered the first time. So each panel gets done twice. And I literally just got done spraying the 5 foot and the 6 foot. Here in a couple hours, I'll be able to take them down and get them put away. So that leaves what? You've got the 5 foot, the 6 foot, 7 foot, and the 8 foot panels done. Those are all the big panels. I still have the 2 foot, 3 foot, and the 4 foot panels to do. And they're not even assembled yet. I gotta get them all assembled. Probably take about another week or so to get them done. And assembly process on them is the same as with the bigger panels. Painting process is the same as the bigger panels. So, for the most part, we're down to the end of the vlog. But I've got one other thing. I think, since it's been so long since I've posted a vlog, and you guys have been awfully patient, waiting, you know, I've had a couple people ask, you know, when the next vlog was going to be out. I think you guys deserve a reward, so we're going to do a contest. Stay tuned for the next segment. We'll have some contests and a giveaway to go with it in the next segment. Well, as you can see, I'm in the house. That's because I just finished spraying the last of the fence panels. Tomorrow morning they'll be dry and I can get them put away. And like I said in the last segment, it is time for a contest. Now, before I let you know what the contest is, here's a look at all the fence panels, all the different sizes. Okay, now that you've seen that, the contest is this. This is one of the finials. This is on the top of the fence on all the bars. How many of these did I use for the whole project? It's going to require a little bit of math. Now, for a prize, what we're going to do is the person that comes closest without going over on the final number on how many of these I used will win one of my LED puck lights. And here's a picture of that. Now, it is the 11th, or is it the 12th, or it's the 13th. I'm off by a couple of days. It is May 13th. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have you guys post your answer either on YouTube with this video in the comments section or on Facebook wherever I post the video. And like I said, the person that comes closest without going over will win the puck light. Since today is the 13th, I am going to give you until Saturday the 16th at midnight. And then sometime on Sunday the 17th, I'll reveal the answer, I'll reveal the winner, and have the winner contact me. And we'll get your address and what have you, and get you out the puck light. So there's your contest. If you want to win a puck light, tell me accurately how many finials I used. And if we end up with multiple people coming up with the right answer, what I'm going to do, whoever posts first wins. We'll just go that way. I'm not going to do multiple drawings. Though I could. There are other aspects of that fence that requires math. And don't want to put you through all the math. Finials are bad enough. How many finials did I use? Let me know no later than midnight, May 16th. And we'll have a winner. So I'm going to wish you good luck. And we're going to end this vlog now. Stay spooky. Stay toxic.